A few select quotes from President Biden's 1924 State of the Union speech.
The violence and evil and intolerance of the MAGA Republicans will be destroyed. We will exterminate everything the haters love. They have no idea what's coming. Yeah, see? Never again, MAGA! A new, glorious new age is here at last at hand. Let us rise up together, waft majestically across this broad, green and wind power land from Alaska to Myrtle Beach. Let us stride heroically across, onward, forward, into the glorious sunshine of the radiant future and the solar-powered sun. Let us create the United States super once more. CUSSOM! We can rebuild it back better. We have the green technology. We can make it better than it was. Better, stronger, faster, newer, bigger, diversitier. Possibly. Come, yes, be with me, besides, and CUSSOM, 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 CUSSOM.
JRB Jr. on our 247th year as a nation on Earth. Biden thinks he's funny. That has been my problem too. One of the guys I am is the exaggerated, disgustingly vain persona, because it's so funny. But I'm too old for it to work now, like Jerry Lewis being his monkey at age 60 or 70 or 80 or 90. It just did not work. Young and skinny worked. I'm not sure why my know-it-all vanity guy doesn't work. It just doesn't feel right. I still use it accidentally, an unthoughtful laziness or a very old habit, but I immediately notice and regret it, a minor regret. Biden thinks he's funny. The sotto voce whisper, "I'm the president. I'm the commander-in-chief." Wow, just wow. You know, absolutely know that he thinks he's funny. That's why he so frequently informs us, "I'm not joking." It usually seems to mean that he is lying. So useful. There's a lot of silliness, pettiness, carping, and picking at the other political side. That's fine. People do it. And hopefully it's amusing for a little bit. But it's just trivia, not really trying to convince or establish a point. President Ford was clumsy and said,
"There is no Soviet domination of Eastern Europe, and there never will be under a Ford administration." Did I understand you to say, sir, that the Russians are not using Eastern Europe as their own sphere of influence and occupying?
President Carter was attacked by a rabbit and had been a peanut farmer. Bush, was a wimp. Candidate Dukakis looked funny in a helmet in a tank. Clinton, well, all of that was true. Bush, too, looked like a chimp. Candidate Al Gore invented the internet. Candidate John Kerry wore a bunny suit and said Jangus Khan. Obama, but we don't dare say anything about him. Trump was orange and a huckster, which is true, but not consequential. And now Biden, for a few more months, probably longer than he'll be alive, if you take my meaning. Ford inherited the office and did not win when he actually ran. It will be the same with Camel Toe Harry. Sorry. She will be president for a few months only this year. For Biden, look, being old is fine. It's a good thing. But let this be a warning. A lifetime in high political office should have an expiration date, a minimum or maximum bar, above or below which no presidency for you. 49 years now, minus Trump's 4-year interregnum. Biden's nearly 50 years is more than enough. Thank you for your service. Make it a general rule, the Biden bar. X number of public falls, Y number of misnamed leaders and countries and murder victims, and years your son died, XYZ. And it's time to stop trying to recite the alphabet. I'm gonna pick you, R. I'm telling you right now, when I think of you, XY is the patriarchy. And why does trans Z come last? I'd like to know. Hurry up, please, it's time. Hurry up, please, it's time. Good night, Joe. Good night, Joe. Good night, Joe. Good night. Ta-ta. Good night. Good night. Good night, ladies. Good night. Sweet ladies. Good night. Good night. Biden walks old, and off in the wrong direction. It's just bad optics. Verbal gaffes and misreads are regrettable, but fair-mindedness looks for the substance and the intended meaning of what people say. It's just that there's something so unserious, so small.
You ain't black.
About Biden, so obvious, so insecure, partisan, petty. Politics is not my point. The man himself, the guy, the dude, he doesn't have the discipline to stay on message, let alone on script. He's so bad at the job. Yes, policies, but politics. Always, always, always blaming his predecessor, a newcomer of a word to him. He actually pronounced all 4 syllables a few times. Predecessor. Last year's SOU speech was Biden just repeating MAGA Republicans. The great number of Trump supporters are bad, the hackness of it. Joe Biden, president only of the ultra CUSSOM Democrats, who agree with him. Honestly, MAGA versus CUSSOM. It's the clash of the KAIJU monster movies and the Lovecraft mythos. Mothra versus CTHULHU. Or, no, make that not Mothra, but MAGumA. Deep in the Stygian bowels of some oppressive magma chamber, the loathsome Icarus spawn of nameless chaos bestirs itself from a scathing torpor of roiling millennia, and hideously awoken, unutterably outraged, unreasonably triggered, CUSSOM arises! Meanwhile, freed from the frigid bonds of deplorable boreal ice in the melting, frost-bound, farthest climate-changing climes of the north, slavering noisomely in its bloated greed and squamous intolerance, MAGumA creeps forth. And so on. Adjectival doom awaits us at the utmost adverb. I do play this game, say my quondam obsession with pronouns. But I'm not a serious person. If I had great responsibility, I would train myself to never do my big ego guy. It doesn't work at my age, and it wouldn't work in a position of authority. Biden uses social tricks he learned in the 1960s. They will have been how 50 years ago he got elected to the Senate. Dramatic or humorous stories about how interesting and admirable he is, glad-handing and backslapping. Somehow, they got him this far. But now, completely inappropriate. Biden, Joe, find some other fake way to be. You are the commander-in-chief. Respect that. A rookie officer has to learn command presence. How much more you? You are President of the United States. Have some gravitas. Notice, CUSSOM hats are now available in aquamarine, gaslight, and stylish blue yonder. Only $20.24 plus $18.73 tax plus $49.99 shipping and handling plus $246.42 customs duty. Other fees may apply at ye olde White House gift-shoppy.gov and the Disney Store online. One size fits all. Also available Biden balloons, guaranteed large enough to meet all your transcontinental needs. Forgivable FHA loans available.
Fungului, Mugla, Nafaf, Tulhu, Wagaknag, Frithagn.